Well, howdy, pipe pals. How you doing tonight? Old Holy Smoking Pipe Padre here with you, with a pipe and a cup of joe. I'm trying out a new camera thing here. And what I'm trying is a new lens for the iPhone 6 Plus. But I'm thinking I might want to do something. Hold on a second. I'm going to try this. See if this is going to be just a little bit better. Okay. Hold on a second. Okay. That might have raised me up a little bit. Try that there. Hopefully that's working. And if it doesn't work, then I just won't upload it. I actually made a video last week. And I don't think I'm going to upload that video. And maybe I'll explain why. Well, anyway, I'm just here tonight. Got a I think this is one of my Dunhill cherry woods. Wait a minute. Is this a Dunhill? Is this a Dunhill cherry wood? I don't know if you can see that or not. Actually, oh no, this is not a Dunhill cherry wood, but it is a Joe Case cherry wood. And I had asked Joe several years ago to make me a Dunhill kind of replica. And you can see she's a beauty. All she needs is a little white dot there. But I really like this stem. I think this is a saddle bit stem. And I'm smoking this delicious blueberry or burberry. Just enjoying that immensely. Anyway, it's Monday night. It's a beautiful summer evening, and I just thought I would spend it with you. With a pipe, too. Well, I'm going to talk about some pipe-related things. One of the things that there's a little hair or something there. I really like this bit. And it's an acrylic stem. One of the things that I discovered, again, by virtue of being in the YouTube pipe community, hold that thought just for a second so I get a sip of coffee here. And by the way, to all of you coffee drinker aficionados out there, yes, I'm drinking some good old-fashioned coffee with some coconut milk. So, Gary, hope you're enjoying your new found coffee flavoring additive coconut milk. It's delicious. And it makes a perfect accompaniment to the coffee and to a really nice pipe to tobacco. It really does. Now, one of the things that I discovered were softy bits a few years ago. And I was intrigued, people talked about softy bits. I thought, what are softy bits? Well, of course we know what they are. And they're just those little rubber protectors that go over your stem, which kind of, if you're trying to do, hard biting, or you tend to chew a little bit like I do, and you leave teeth marks in your nice acrylic or your vulcanite stems, they can plus the oxidization that comes with chewing on a pipe or smoking a pipe. So the nice thing is that you can eliminate some of that, or at least reduce some of it. And all those softy bits, I think, are kind of an acquired taste. No pun intended, really. Some people like them, some people don't. And if I am trying to salvage a stem that's brittle, old, or one I just don't want to, it's really a nice stem, it's a nice pipe, I want to kind of keep it new looking, I will probably use a softy bit. But I have to say, there's something about the feel of that, if I dare say that word, naked stem. I don't know, there's just something natural or something wonderful about the stem without the softy bit. So if you like softy bits, great. I use them from time to time. I'm not a big fan, but I'm not a detractor either. So if you use softy bits, I don't look down on you. But just got to get your impression on softy bits. Some people, like I said, if you never tried them before, they serve a purpose. But again, I think there's something wonderful about that, just wonderful feel of the real acrylic or stem, unimpeded. I don't know what it is, but it just I prefer that feel, that texture. Anyway, so there you have it. What I thought I would do is talk about something I don't know if a lot of pipe presenters ever talk about it. And it's not something that people talk a lot about. I mean, we do box openings for pipes. We do tobacco openings. We give reviews, different things. Sometimes I've seen people talk about lighters. This is my trusty rusty Dunhill. I'm going to be curious to see how this new lens is working. Pipe tampers. Wonderful pipe tamper from Herminator. Now why did that go? Because I just turned that into for an hour to stay on. Oh well. But one of the things that I used to love, and I guess it has to do more with if you were like back in the day when you could go out in public and smoke a pipe, sit in a park, go for a walk, you'd want to take tobacco with you. And so God invented tobacco pouches. And this happens to be a little wonderful leather pouch that I've had for a number of years. Don't tell my vegan friends. I think it's made out of leather. I'm sure it's made out of leather. Genuine cowhide. Yep. Real leather made in England. Comes from English cows. I say that. Quite sad. So anyway, this is a little tobacco pouch that I used to use. And I have a little collection of them, just a little collection. I'll start off with some of my, I wouldn't say they're my least favorites, so I'll end with my favorite one. But I like the plaid. This was a very simple one. This one's just really bare bones. There's no seal or anything. But it's a nice little plaid tobacco pouch. This one here, I think, this is a Peterson's, and again, it's also a plaid, but I think it's a little bit more, it's a richer kind of a plaid, and plus it has a flap for your tobacco there. Kind of, I'm thinking about putting a special tobacco in one of these pouches. And then my favorite one of all time is this one. It's a Mario. But anyway, this is a beautiful wool tobacco pouch. And it has a sealable, Velcro sealable pouch. I don't know if you can see that. It's Velcro there. You can seal it. And it pulls out quite nicely. And I think it's quite a handsome tobacco pouch. And in this tobacco pouch, I have a dear friend who gave me, as I'm going through my tobaccos and my tobacco collection, rediscovering it. The ones that are open, the bags and some of the tins. I have a whole bunch of tins. Oh, by the way, you saw my opening. And I want to know what you think of, if you compare, maybe I should try and compare and contrast if I can find the video. Well, I'll have to re-download the video. Well, anyway, I tried to straighten up my pipe collection. So I did that a little bit. And I just, after watching the last video, where I was looking at sharing with you my pipe collection, I realized how unorganized it is. And it's still not exactly totally organized, but it's a little bit nicer presentation now. One of our illustrious pipe presenters, David in Deutschland. I like saying it, David in Deutschland. Hope you're doing well, my friend. He has a beautiful case along with Matches 860. He's got this, these nice cases, and all the pipes are, I think they go and they measure out how they're all presented, and they're lined up perfectly, and they've got the light on them and everything, and they look gorgeous. So I used to keep when I got the pipes, my nice collection, when I got it all refurbished a couple of years ago. I did put them in a case, a lighted case for the last few months I was at Good Shepherd. And so anyway, but now I'm starting to use them again. They're not for resting, they're for smoking. And so one of the things that I would like to do, and I tried to do it once before, and I don't think I'll ever do it again. Well, maybe, I don't know. Is I tried to learn how to buff out pipes and the stems and everything, and I burned one of them up, and it still needs to be refurbished. It didn't make that round a couple of years ago. It took poor old Sean at the Briar Patch like 3 or 4 months to clean them all up for me. God bless him. But anyway, it's a labor of love. So anyway, I had another older pipe rack, which was given to me by a very dear friend. It was her husband's. So it was sitting in it. I never really did. Well, I think I used it maybe once. Yeah, I did. But I never really did. And it should be cleaned up. I should take it to somebody who can really maybe refinish it for me as well. I think I cracked it a little bit, but that could be easily fixed. But anyway, so I did put some tung oil on it and wiped it off. I cleaned up all the dust and the cobwebs, and it looks pretty nice. And it holds the majority of my collection. And then that way I could kind of put my specialized pipes off to the side and my kind of, my regular pipes there. So instead of just having them scattered here, there, and everywhere. You probably noticed also, I put the calabashes all together, all my Sherlock Holmes type pipes together. No, well, there's one other case. I was talking about cases. This is a my really nice travel case. And I love this one. It's made by Joby. Hey, there's a cherry wood. My very first Dunhill cherry wood. And some pipe cleaners. Yeah, I probably take the opportunity to use this pipe cleaner right now. So I can have a nice dry smoke there. I'm using a pipe cleaner. Ta-da! Oh, much nicer, much nicer. But anyway, I really like this pipe case. And it can carry 2 pipes. Or actually, it could carry 3 pipes. Actually, it could probably, yeah, at least 3. And it also has a little tobacco pouch. And I'm making a mess here. Oh, well. So, there you have it. Tobacco cases. Oh, and here's a softy bit. There you see that, softy bit. And take the opportunity here to kind of show how Joe Case did a really nice job on this cherry wood here, as opposed to the Dunhill cherry wood. I actually asked Joe to make this bowl a little bit bigger than a standard Dunhill cherry wood. Excellent. And spilling ashes all over the place. Okay, so tobacco pouches, pipe cases, and I'm sure some of you have even some of your own that you could even share with us on a future video of yours. Okay. So there we have it. My little foray into pipe accoutrement. Well, I want to talk about my my new fasting regime. Some of you have been expressing some interest in that. I started. Oh, by the way, just before I start, I think tonight at around 1 o'clock in the morning will be the 45th commemoration, or I hate to say the word anniversary, that doesn't sound right, but anyway, it will be the 45th year of the Tate murders down in Los Angeles. And I got really there's a guy who has a video called 6 Degrees, or Helter Skelter 6 Degrees of Separation. I think that's the name of the documentary. Very fascinating documentary. It's extremely watchable more than once. And so on the anniversary, I try to watch that video, and I'm going to do that tonight after I make this video for you. You know, to commemorate that horrible tragedy and crime. So I just share that, kind of a aside there. So anyway, I've been starting my new fasting protocol. I was watching Dr. Jason Fung, courtesy of dietdoctor.com, but you can see his videos online for free on YouTube. I really like him. He reminds me of one of my priest friends. He looks like he could be his younger brother. But anyway, very knowledgeable. He's a, do I say nephrologist? Anyway, or hepatologist? He treats people with liver diseases. Anyway, he is a really big proponent of intermittent fasting. And I have to say that when I lost all of my weight 2 years ago, I had started the last couple of months that I was really aggressively going down. I started intermittent fasting. Actually, I had started the fasting, but I hadn't started the really aggressive fasting. I was doing 2 days of kind of 24-hour fasting. So I would not eat during the day and then eat at night. So I would have 2 days where I would do that. 2 24-hour days of fasting. during the week, and that really started to help help me rocket my weight loss. But then towards the end, when I got under 200 pounds, and just like the last 20 pounds or so, it gets harder and harder to do. And so my goal was I wanted to be lean. I wanted to get rid of my little beer belly that I've had all these years. My little beer belly that I built on top of my little baby fat that I never really lose. A lot of guys now I realize a lot of guys when they get into high school, they start lifting weights and they start becoming, a lot of guys, not every guy, but a lot of guys, when they start getting athletic, they will burn that baby fat. I never did burn that. And even though I joined the Marine Corps, I just never was a physical fitness person. I mean, I did what I had to do, and that was the bare minimum. So anyway, so about the last couple of months, I remember I started doing 36-hour plus fasting. And that, I think, really, and I mean, I'll say it did. It really made a difference. But to be honest, it was a bit of a stretch for me. And I got to the point where, I was like 178, and I got down to like 174 was the lowest I got from, 270. I never hit that 100 mark plateau. I wanted to hit that. But then I got moved up here. And my last month, at Good Shepherd, I kind of was in a celebratory mood. I'd lost the majority of all the weight I wanted to lose. I was doing great. I was in great shape. I felt good. I was in a positive frame of mind. And so I kind of gave myself permission to eat a lot of treats. I went back to eating, sugar and just having fun. And I knew that wasn't the right thing to do. But at the same time, it was like, well, I want to celebrate. And I did. So I gained about 10 pounds back when I came up here. So I was about 185 when I got up here. And, although I've been exercising, I've been walking every day. I can say that. I've been walking every day. With the exception of Sundays. I mean, I still walk on Sundays, but doing my actual exercises. But the diet for the first 6 months was in and out, in and out, in and out. Sometimes In-N-Out Burger too. So I gained probably another 10 pounds on top of that. So I was like 195. So, but I found 4 weeks ago when I started, I said, okay, what's going on here? I'm not losing anything. I'm doing a lot of upper body exercises. I don't know if I'm really, I seem to be a little bit broader and stuff now in the chest area. I mean, I'm not going to win any fitness model contest, but my composition is I'm more firmer up here and there's less down here, but I still got that little bit of fat left. So I said, okay, let me see what I can do. In fact, when I stepped on the scale about 4 weeks ago, I was 203. That just shocked me. Now, I don't know what's going on with that because I have been doing the ketogenic diet now going on almost 8 months. So I don't know what's happening. So I said, okay, let's pull out the big guns and let's try to reintroduce the 36-hour protocol fasting and see if I can do it again. Well, okay, so I started doing that. I'm starting now the 4th week, and I can tell you that I weighed myself Saturday morning. I'll weigh myself again tomorrow because right now I'm in a 36-hour. I'm almost at 30 hours right now. I had my last meal yesterday. I ate some vegan lamb chops, and I'll explain that in a minute. But they're true vegan lamb chops. So the first couple of days, and I've been doing this 3 days a week. So basically, I'll eat. Sunday will be my last meal, Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. And then I'll go all day Monday. And I'll have coffee. I do have coffee. And as you see, you probably can't see it, but just a little bit of coconut milk. And so anyway, and then I'll wake up tomorrow. Will be over, well, tomorrow will probably be almost 40 hours when I wake up tomorrow. And I probably won't eat anything until noon. So it's like almost 48 hours, at least 44, 46 hours. Now, the first 2 days of that first week I did that, I'm not going to lie to you, it wasn't difficult. And did I get hungry? Was I aware of being hungry? Yes, there were some. There were mild to moderate hunger pangs. But they would ebb and flow, and then they would just disappear. And I have been doing 24-hour fasting on those other days. So for the last few months, I've just been doing intermittent fasting, but I'd eat one meal a day basically, but I would eat every day. So with this new protocol, I remember standing on the scale at 203, shocked, going, what is going on? Because I haven't done sugar, I haven't done carbs, I haven't done pastas or breads or anything. And so it's a 203, and I don't know why that is, but I can tell you as of Saturday, I was 192. So that's 11 pounds that I've lost. And it does seem to be going down now, whereas before it was just kind of fluctuating between 195 and 200. And then it jumped over 200. That's what gave me the scare there. It's like, what? 203? And again, I have 3 scales. I have a digital one, and I have a couple of really expensive. Well, one's pretty expensive. The digital one is a Weight Watchers one. But a lot of that has to do with how it's sitting on the floor too. And the floor is not, I would say, that even. So I get a readout, and the one that's a digital readout, I mean not digital, the ones that the analog readout, the more expensive one, that said like 189, and then the other one I had said 194, and so then the other one said 192. So I thought, well, I'll take the average, and I think that's fair. So anyway, but I'll see what it is tomorrow, but the question and some interesting observations I wanted to share. Some people will say, well, how do you do that? This is going on week 4. And I remember doing the 36-hour fast, but I'd only do them 2 days a week because it was like, I do them like on a Monday and a Thursday, or Monday and a Friday, because I think Fridays are, traditional days of fasting. And I did that for, a number of months. And yes, I did. I had a gal named Gail ask me about, do I find myself smoking a lot on my fasting days? And to be honest, I mean, this is like the first pipe I've had in a couple of days. So, but it's the first one I've had today is a fast day, and I'm only doing that probably because I'm making a video for you all. So, do I get hungry? And like I said, the first couple of days getting into this new protocol, I'd be lying to say it wasn't a little bit uncomfortable. I mean, it was uncomfortable in some ways, but because I have been fasting, I don't eat 3 meals a day anymore. Those days are gone. I don't eat snacks anymore. Those days are gone. But I will eat a good meal, and even the meals that I eat are not big binge outs, which is another interesting thing. But what it's led me to believe is that a lot of the eating, I'm going to speak for myself because I don't want to try to sound like I'm trying to preach something and share and sell something to you that you need to do this. There's been a couple people who have said, hey, I'm going to try that too. And God bless you. But, you know, you've got to find what works for you. And I've learned the hard way that what works for other people doesn't work for me. Like, I'm going to be honest. The fruit diet, the vegan fruit diet, and I love fruit. Oh, man, if I could eat fruit and lose weight and get lean, oh, man, I'd be having a big watermelon right now. You know, I'd probably put my pipe on one side and be gorging on a watermelon or eating a bag of cherries, you know. I mean, I did that when I was, the first time I was really getting serious about health and fitness. Didn't eat a lot of candy, but I sure ate a lot of fruit. And when I eat fruit, I don't lose weight, and I'm afraid that I probably gain weight too, because it's fructose. So anyway, I'm sitting here at close to 40 hours, and I'm not really hungry. Now, this is the thing I've been kind of monitoring, that each day I do this cycle, one day of eating, over a full day of not eating. Those days that I don't eat, it's not hard anymore. And I'm kind of amazed. And in fact, I'll wake up tomorrow and I really won't be ravenous. But by the time noon runs around, I'll probably say, well, I'm about ready to figure out what I want to eat, and I'll eat something. Oh, that gets me back to my vegan lamb chops. Now, some of you out there know that I've been following a lot of the vegan channels, and I'm very interested. Now, I'll say this. I'll say I'm probably pro-vegan. I'm not vegan. Okay, let me be honest. I'm not vegan, but I'm pro-vegan. I mean, in the sense that I think that, you know, we should have responsible animal husbandry. I believe as a Christian that it's perfectly ethical and moral to eat animals. I believe God gave us animals for food. Animals, you know, some animals are meant for food and some are meant for other things. I mean, pets and companionship are wonderful too. I don't think I'd eat my kitty cat. Of course, I don't have a kitty cat right now, but I'm thinking about getting one. But anyway, so I had vegan lamb chops on Sunday. And I have to say they were tasty. Now you're saying, vegan lamb chops? What do you mean? Is it like that fake synthetic meat, or is it like whole wheat seitan that you whole wheat, they call it something. It's a gluten kind of a powder, and you mix it with water and it can become a meat substitute. Nope, it wasn't that. Let me explain. Sheep basically eat what? McDonald's, right? No, of course not. They don't eat McDonald's. No. They eat Pizza Hut. No, they don't eat pizza. They eat grass. And therefore they're vegan. And so if you eat the lamb, you're eating vegan. So if you're a vegan and you were offended, I'm really sorry. Well, I'm just having fun with you. But that gets me to the point here about eating in general. And I have to be honest and say that when I look back on my former way of eating, I did a lot of what I would say recreational eating. And I never stopped to think about it in this regard. I mean, you can say, well, you're eating healthy or you're not eating healthy. You know, are you eating, a plant-based diet as opposed to, say, a protein animal-based diet? You know, are you eating macronutrients? Are you getting micronutrients? You know, are you getting a lot of the good normal healthy fats? You know, all these health concerns. But as I was doing my walk this morning, I started asking myself a question about, because I mean, I go by sometimes the store, go by a billboard, you're driving downtown or whatever, and you see an advertisement for, Carl's Jr. with the big, huge, you know, huge, juicy, delectable hamburger and all that good stuff. Or a Mickey D's billboard with the fries and the Coke and, the hot apple pie, whatever, along with the Big Mac. And I started thinking, well, there, now that I'm able to go into this new protocol and say, well, I'm 40 hours into a fast and I'm not hungry. And I'm really not. I'm not ravenous. I'm not just dying of hunger pains. My stomach's just like, gurgling and, and churning and growling and nothing like that. And I know when I wake up tomorrow, I'm not going to be ravenous. I probably won't even be hungry, really. I won't have a real sense of like I'm starving. Which also leads me to another sidebar. Is like, there is a difference, I believe, between fasting and starving. A lot of people think when you're fasting, you're technically starving, but I don't think that's true. So anyway, it got me thinking, is there such a thing as responsible eating? Think about it. Responsible eating. And I started thinking about that. We think about being responsible about lots of things. You think about being responsible with your money. You think about being responsible with, things in your life that, in other words, you don't overdo it. You don't abuse it, really. Usually when you start abusing things, that's an indication of what? Abuse, right? Dependency, So anyway, I started thinking about that. Because there's a part of me that as I'm going into the 8th month of this, I'm thinking, well, what happens when you come to the end of this year of no sugar, no refined carbs? Are you going to start pigging out January 1? And I realize now that there's some modicum of responsibility mindset that's kind of starting to hit me, like, well, when I overeat or I do recreational eating, like you sit and watch, I do this, even if I do healthy stuff, I can still find healthy stuff, like a bag of, raw walnuts or a bag of cashews or something like that, or sunflower seed butter. I think that's my ultimate treat now, but I'm even going to try to wing myself off of that for the month of August. I used to do that on Sundays, have that, which I really love. So, but responsible eating, in other words, okay, it's like, all right, and they talk about when you're in a period of fasting, you go through a thing called autophagy or autophagy, where your body begins to do cellular repair. It takes all the kind of messed up little cells in your body, the sick ones, the deformed ones technically, and it begins to cannibalize those. And it's actually a good thing when your body has a chance to do some repair. Hold on a second here. Has a chance to do some repair. You give it a rest, and it can do other things that it needs to do. It's like taking your car off the road and putting it in the garage and getting some needed repairs done. So all I'm saying is that I'm discovering, this is a little self-discovery here, that I don't need to eat as much as I once did. And that a lot of the times that I did eat were more recreational eating as opposed to what I would say responsible eating. And if I can actually truly get lean following this protocol, I'm just going to keep doing it until I actually see the results that I want to see, and just see where it takes me. Because if it does truly work, I mean, it continues to work without really plateauing. Because again, when you're overweight in the beginning, like I was, you're going to lose a lot of water weight real fast. And it's interesting, you'll lose an awful lot of weight really quickly. But the leaner, the more towards you getting to leanness, it's harder and harder. It gets harder and harder and harder. And so what you have to do is your body is feeding off of its excess fat storages, which is what it's supposed to do. And so if you're fasting, you're giving it the opportunity to finally do that. So that's the science that I've been studying and learning, and I believe that it's true. Should we need a little bit more flame on that. So anyway, I don't know if you're into that sort of stuff. But I think it works, and I think it's a healthy way of going about losing weight, because you're not, quote unquote, starving, but you're forcing your body basically to burn its own fat. And I think that's incredible, because if you can do it now, is it easy to learn how to do this? It's not impossible, and I think probably anybody can do it. But the thing is, you have to be willing. You have to be willing to endure the emptiness. And that, my friends, is really the crux of the whole matter. Because whether we have oral fixations with pipes, or we're drinking, whatever we're drinking, or eating, it's part of our nature to want to, consume things. We're consumers. But in our society, because food is so readily available, and the processed food is so prolific, we can get a bag of Doritos, we can get a can of Pringles, we can get a bag of Oreos, we can get gallons of milk, we can get 44 gulps, big gulps. And when we think we need to fill that emptiness, then we reach for those goodies, right? Big Macs, In-N-Out Burger, all the quick convenience foods. They taste phenomenal. And I believe, go ahead and I'll tell you, I'm going to give you my little cue, like I tried to do most of the time, but this is going to come to an end here, is that, I almost lost, did I lose my train of thought there? One of the reasons why I think pipe smoking is opposed to cigarette smoking, did I even turn this on? Yeah, I guess it's on. Okay. Is because of the additives, the chemicals, the mindful addictive chemicals they put in cigarettes. And I don't think that they did that with pipe tobacco. Maybe some pipe tobaccos, but I just never have felt, I don't know about you guys, but I've just never felt, and I've never been a cigarette smoker. So if I was coming from cigarettes, going to a pipe, I probably would still feel that, okay, I'm still indulging my nicotine or my whatever the addiction is. So, but I don't think pipes had that much, to be honest. And I've seen many other pipe presenters pretty much say the same thing. So that's why pipe smoking has always been a quote-unquote healthier alternative than to cigarettes. Also, I'm not inhaling. But you're still going to get a buzz. I'm getting a little bit of a buzz right now, to be honest with you, on this pipe. But it's not that I don't smoke the pipe to get the buzz. That's not really what I do. I like the flavor. I like the way it just relaxes me, and I do enjoy that. But I think a lot of the food that we've been eating, especially highly processed food, and they've proven this, is that they do add a huge amount of chemicals, neurotoxins, chemicals that excite part of our brains that say, oh, I like that. So anyway, I don't know about you, but that's where I'm at tonight on this 8th of August in the year of our Lord 2016. So I hope you're having a great summer evening, or whenever you're watching this video, you're having a great day. And we'll talk to you in our next video. So light up your world, light up your pipe, and enjoy! See ya.